Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week of mobile and answer your questions live. If you have any question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below and I will answer it before the end of the show. Am I the only one that can't wait till the PlayStation 5 comes out? I just got my controller. And we will have an unboxing and comparison to a custom PS4 controller and a regular PS4 controller coming out either tomorrow or Tuesday. But can't wait. All right, now let's get started with the news. And there's some interesting ones. So first off, I will say the big news that I will say is kind of captured a lot of interest is the Galaxy Fold 3 and what will it have, what will it actually be. And so because of some trademarks, let's go basically publish this one. And there's a couple actually. This is the other one, so let me get that one ready too. So the first one is a triple fold, so huge, mind you, and with a slide out keyboard. Now, some show it as two hinges and a slide out keyboard. Some show as a magnetically attached keyboard. So it's an accessory to add on to it. It snaps right on to the bottom of it. Either way, I think this is pretty elaborate. I think this is more of a like, wouldn't that be nice? But I think best part about this is it actually makes sense with the Z, because it can actually have a full accordion style, instead of just going this way, it will also go this way. So therefore you will actually have a Z shape. Whereas right now you pretty much have a U shape more so. So that is basically the idea of it. I don't mind this, of course, because this is pretty much a 10-inch tablet, which I think we could all agree would be infinitely even better, basically, to have a 10-inch tablet in your pocket. But I personally think we're going to get to a 10-inch tablet through a pop-out screen rather than a foldable screen. Just because in terms of this, the fold is really just too... It's going to be too thick. The phone would be too thick, and I think that, this is already a phone that, is thicker than normal. It does feel like you have two thin phones in your pocket. So this would just be too much, I would say. That looks awesome. It really does. Like, this whole concept just looks like, man, it has like a built-in kickstand and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, they show flex mode so often, right? So if you know Samsung's marketing, flex mode is basically the idea or concept where you put the phone like this. This is my first time putting the phone like this. Like, it doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to put the phone like this. So that's my thing. Like, it looks cool, but there's no reason for me to put the phone like that. Especially when I have a kickstand. It's like, instead of quote unquote flex mode, you can go full flex, in my opinion, and just leave it standing like this. Seems to be better to me. But yeah, so that is the whole concept of it. Like, but yeah, it pops out or it's a slide out, and that is one. Look how thick that is. Oh my god, it is so thick. I think that's too thick. Let me know. Can there be too thick? And would this apply? That is too thick. I mean, that's like a triple phone set up in your pocket. I mean, we need to have like so many speakers in there. We need to have two S Pens. I want a dual wield S Pens for some reason. I don't know why. But for that big of a phone, I need like an 8,000 milliamp battery. I mean, something. But yeah, so that's the concept behind it. Very interesting. The other concept was a pop-out camera, which I thought was kind of interesting. Because this one I honestly could see happening for two reasons. One, this effectively would eliminate both selfie cameras. So you don't need this punch hole in the front, right? And you don't need this punch hole right here. And if you think about it, the main downside of a pop-up camera is moving parts and no waterproofing, which is two things the Fold already deals with. You're already dealing with moving parts. You already have no waterproofing. So yeah, the pop-up camera makes perfect sense to me, and I totally think they should do it. I totally think that the Fold 3 needs a pop-up camera. I think that's a great idea. It gets rid of both, and then you have all screen on the inside and on the front. It makes so much sense. They should definitely do this, in my opinion. I loved the pop-up camera when I did have it with the what was it, the OnePlus McLaren. I thought it went really well with that. So I definitely think that this should be something that they should take a look at for sure. Now the one question is will that interfere with having bigger and better cameras? Because if there's one thing I want a 108 megapixel camera on my Fold 3. I really do. I mean, that again, I know I've said it before, but the biggest noticeable difference going from the Note to the Fold, besides the S Pen, of course, which I do have a pen that works with it. If you haven't checked out that video, check it out. But the biggest definite inconvenience has easily been the lack of camera quality in comparison to the Note. The Note, just that natural bokeh effect and just everything, the video, the photos, the low light, it was so much better on the Note compared to the Fold that it really was difficult jumping between those two phones. All right, now more practical things that the Fold 3 will have is it will be a thicker UTG, which basically means the glass underneath it. That glass is going to be thicker, and it's going to have a different type of digitizer for an S Pen. So the natural digital digitizer won't work the same way with a bending, basically. So, you know, if you don't know, Samsung owns most of, what's the company? Bamboo, Intuos? The drawing company, I think it's Intuos. And I'm gonna search it. Wacom. So yeah, they own the majority share of there. That's why you always have S Pens and you have the digitizer and Wacom technology built into it. So basically, because of that, it looks like they can't use the same technology they've been using for all the Notes since the Note 1, that whole technology. So what they're using is a different type of digitizer, AES, or active elastrostatic solution. And basically, it is one that will be compatible with the pen. It's a little bit more expensive, apparently, so we'll wait and see if, you know, it's going to be affordable enough. But that's going to be the big thing that we're going to see what happens with that. Overall, I think these are obviously things that could happen. I think the other stuff is more outlandish, but fun to think about, and definitely still always a possibility when it comes to Samsung. Okay, so iPhone users have, you know, not always the best battery. That's always been a norm. But with the iPhone 11, it kind of took a little bump up. And with the iPhone 12, it might have took a little bump down. My internet connection must be bad. Are we having a bad internet connection? Making sure one of my family's not streaming, and making sure all my devices, a lot of them, are off of Wi-Fi. Hopefully that's better, M. Cooper. Let me know Oh, okay. Someone else says good on their end. Um, but yeah, so with the iPhone 12, what looks like happened is that basically the 5G antenna and the in fact smaller battery isn't really the best. So what we are getting is actually an improvement when it comes to web browsing. So that's optimization through software, through the new processor, and it definitely has that. I hear fans, but your connection's good. Let me turn the fans down a little bit if they're that loud. So I did have the fans on high to see if that would help out the CPU for the. I had it on gaming mode, and that's why the fans were kind of loud. So hopefully the fans aren't as loud now. But yeah, so this and this makes sense, right? If you're talking about web browsing, 60 hertz displays for the top four, 90 hertz and up for all S20s, for all Pixel 5s, all of that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely makes sense. But then we get to video playback. Ugh, dang. It actually took a hit. So the iPhone 12 and 12 Pros are lower than before, so that kind of really sucks for them. And then you also have really, I mean, this won't be optimized. It has to be optimized. Apple can't deal with this. It is half or less than half of the battery life that the iPhone 11 had when it comes to gaming. That's horrible. That's just like really bad. So that's just, it's something that really sucks. And again, I truly believe this will be optimized because it can't be that bad. It just can't be that bad. But I mean, 3 hours if you game, well, good. It's a good thing you're not playing Fortnite, right? And yeah, it's really bad. So they have to optimize that. I can understand this. You know, it's pretty much on par, kind of what they had last year, but this is unacceptable. We'll see what the iPhone 12 Max gets, or sorry, Pro Max Professional Maximilian gets in 2 weeks, and we'll see how different that battery life is. But yeah. By the way, is there anything you want me to test out with the iPhone 12? I am going to be getting one model in about a week or so, so let me know what you guys want me to check out. Whoa, Luca, thank you for the super chat donation. Really appreciate that, sir. Good evening, Ricky. I'm on the fence of getting a fold. Should I go OG or extra on the 2? I truly do believe, from what I was told about the original, that the Z is worth the trade in. Like if you have a phone you can trade in specifically to for the Galaxy Fold 2, it's definitely worth it. I only played around with the original Fold for about a full day, so you know, a couple days here and there. I would say a full day was the total amount of time I spent with it. And it took a lot of liberties, more so. Like the camera was even weaker. This one, I feel that it is really worth it in terms of battery life. You have a better refresh rate. You have better optimization. I know they're bringing some of the software tweaks to the original Fold, but I just feel like the original Fold will be forgotten. And I think you're better off going with the Fold 2 at this point, to be quite honest. I do think it's worth it if you're going to get a Fold. Now, if you should get a Fold, that's something, you know, you decide on. Admittedly, the Note was a better camera and battery life. So if I wasn't a YouTuber, I don't know if I would have gotten the Fold. I mean, I envied a lot of people that had the Fold 1, so I did have that for the full year. And I wanted, like, I was like, I have to get a Fold 2 this year. But admittedly, the camera quality has been one thing that really gets to me. Just because I don't shoot photos with my Fold 2 almost ever now. I just pull out the Pixel 5 instead. But I will say that when doing so, all of the thumbnails that I usually make on this channel, when you see a picture of it, is from 3 devices right now. It is from the Lumix GH5 that I do the overhead shot videos with, and that I do any kind of photos outside of this. It's shot on that camera. The 2 that mainly do the thumbnails, though, are either the Pixel 5 or the my Note 20 that, you know, I gave it to my wife. And so every once in a while I'll ask her, hey, babe, could I quickly borrow the phone just to take that shot? Because especially the bokeh effect, it's still better with the Note 20 than it is even the Pixel 5. I think the Pixel 5 with its editing software is really good. So a little bit of a stuff there, but yeah. All right, now let's get back to the news. Okay, so this is something that I'm going to bring up in my Galaxy Tab S7 Plus review. And that is, most people still don't realize this, and you would never know it if you paid attention to tech YouTubers. You would never know it. Oh, Android tablets, they're a dying breed. Oh, no one really buys Android tablets anymore. Please tell them that iPads only make up about 30% of the tablet market share. Please let them know that. And if you just combine the top 2 or the top 1, 2, and 4th place, they're already outbeating Apple. So Samsung, once again, is number 2. They were losing to Amazon for a little while, and they completely jumped up this year. Why? Because of, I think, a lot of the you know, at-home stuff really caused people to get more tablets. And if you want to get a low-price tablet in the US, and honestly in a lot of countries, you're going to get Samsung. And so it just made a huge jump. 5 million this time last year, 9.4 million. I think a lot of it has to do with also Samsung coming out with 2 really amazing budget tablets. You have the Tab S5e, which, you know, I think starts at around $350 or so. And that one has an AMOLED display, so a better display than pretty much any other tablet in the price range, including iPad. So really great for that. Or you have the $300, I believe it's $300 or $320 or $330, sorry, something like that, tablet, which is the Tab S6 Lite, and that one has an S Pen. It does have an LCD, but those are 2 really compelling tablets. Now, for me, I want one that has both. That's why I chose the Tab S7 Plus. But those are 2 really. But yeah, when you look at this, look, 13.9 million, right? This is up, right? They went up. They sold more, but overall, it's just like, I get so annoyed when people give Android tablets such a bad name, because they have no idea what they're talking about. None. They live in a bubble where everyone has an iPad, and I understand that in the US specifically, especially, that is. But when you go beyond that and go worldwide, you can see that's clearly not the case. Because if you obviously look at it, Android completely outsells Apple. And so that's the big thing. It's just like, it's something that really annoys me that, again, if you add up Samsung and Amazon shipments, it beats Apple. If you add up Samsung and Huawei shipments, it beats Apple. So it's just, you know, it's not even that it takes the entirety of the top 4 Androids. It really only takes 2 of them, and they outsell and they outsell Apple. But again, I'll get more into that when we get to that. So yeah, I'll definitely get into that more when I get into that. This is worldwide shipments. When someone was asking, what is this? So this is worldwide shipments for Q3 of this year compared to Q3 of last year. All right. Speaking of which, OnePlus 8T sold over 14 million within a minute, according to so per the manufacturer's account. I am very surprised at this, and I get it. OnePlus is bigger in China and other parts of the world, but I would say in the US, the OnePlus 8T is not doing that well. And that has to come from the Samsung FE as well as the Pixel 5. And honestly, they're just better phones in that price range. If you saw a recent video with the Red Magic 5S, it is better in pretty much every single way than the AT, and it's cheaper. So I'm surprised that it did so well, but that again is OnePlus raising their brand recognition, especially even in China where it's mainly Oppo that sells under the same company. So it's really kind of interesting to see what really goes on with that in different parts of in different parts. But again, that's what I was just talking about with tablets, right? Just because in the U.S. it's not selling well doesn't mean it's not selling well in other parts of the world, and that always can happen. Okay, so this was a very interesting thing, and I bought one to test it out. Now you can use a D-brand skin if you want, but I am getting the PlayStation 5, and while I love the white controller, I don't really like the white on the console. So I did pick up one of these. So these are for 40 bucks. I'm not endorsing them or anything like that. I'm going to review one, and then I will let you know if it's good quality or not. But this is from PlateStation. And PlateStation basically is making these lovely covers, and the one that I fell in love with was the black one. So this one just looks awesome. And again, it's just replacing the left and right plate that comes with your PlayStation 5. I think this is really cool. They have different colors. I got the digital one, so I am getting that one. And I really have to say though, I really do believe the digital looks so much better. The disc just makes it look so much older, in my opinion, in comparison. So I'm very happy I got the digital one, and I got the black cover, so we'll see how it looks. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know this because I thought this was kind of cool that this is already coming out before it comes out. And I will definitely open it up because I will show you how to install and which SSDs are compatible with PS5 and how to upgrade your PS5. So I'm definitely going to be doing a video on that, so make sure to subscribe if you want to check out that video. And finally, the last one, Samsung is going to release their newest processor on November 12th, although I will say it doesn't look like it's going to be, if the leaks are believed, it didn't already beat the Snapdragon 875 leak. So, yeah, let's just say it's, yeah. It's not going to be probably the best processor, but we'll see. I mean, I think if Samsung keeps at it, I mean, maybe they'll do better and better in processors. But I know they've taken a big hit, especially this year with their Exynos processor. All right, guys, now that was the news. Now let's get to your questions. If you have a question you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer it before the end of the show. Whew. All right. What's up, Ricky and everyone else? Hope everyone is feeling good and full of candy tonight. What are y'all snacking on? I did have some candy yesterday. I didn't have, I didn't know what to expect, obviously, with everything going on. So we didn't have any trick-or-treaters at our house yesterday. I did, turn on, the colored hue lights on the outside. I made it, orange and purple, to let people know hey, we'll we have candy kind of thing. And I had my mask ready to give out if need be. Had some tongs, just I never touched the candy basically, but didn't happen, so it is what it is. But that's what ended up happening. At that point you're at tablet size or small laptop. Yeah, pretty much. You do get a 16:9 instead of 4:3, which I would be happier with, or 16:10 at least. I think that would be perfect for a folding device. Who do you recommend in watching on YouTube for editing videos, or do you have an app you recommend for the Note 20 Ultra that may be free? So for editing on a phone, you want to check out Josh, but what's his name? Let me see if I can quickly find on my Twitter. Dang. Josh Quinazzi. Let me see if he has his. All right, so this guy, he is really cool. I met him at CES, and he was, or did I meet him at? Yeah, we met at CES, and then I met him again at the Samsung event. He is a really cool guy. He actually edits everything on his Samsung device, so all of his videos are edited there. So that I thought was so cool and so impressive. So if you want to follow someone to edit videos on a phone, he is really great. I think Juan Carlos Bagnell has done some as well in the past. He, has definitely done some editing. That's one of the things he actually benchmarks his phone's performance with, is actually editing video on a phone, and LG does really good on those tests. So those are the two that come to mind right away for editing on a phone. All that I can recommend is I have used KeenMaster before to do editing on it, and that is, they do have a free one and they do have a paid for one, but I would say that's a much better solution than the biggest paid for one is Adobe Rush, which is great, but you have to pay for it. So like, it's a subscription fee and everything. So it depends on what you're looking for and what you want, but those two would be the ones I would think of right away for editing video on a phone. I cannot get Bixby routines to recognize Android Auto, so I can start automation when I connect to Android Auto. Can you think of a workaround besides using Bluetooth connection as the statement? When charging is one way, right? So Android Auto, if you're plugging in to do it, that's when charging. Or if you're connecting via Wi-Fi direct, that could be another way. So both those two should be able to trigger the automation. Test one of those two out and see if that works. But those are the two off the top of my head that I could think of that would work. Got my first update on the Tab S7 Plus. Security updates 1 month behind. Tablet is awesome. I got the 256 version with 8 gigs RAM. I think that's the one. I don't know if I got the 256. I got the cheapest model. I think that's the 128 gig. But yeah, I've been really happy with mine, definitely. First time I used the keyboard. I've actually kept that keyboard on, so that will be coming in the review. My Tab S7 Plus shattered the other day. I am so sorry. That is never a good feeling when your phone breaks. I have been lucky not to shatter a screen. I have had hairline cracks. I usually take really good care of my phones, but it's one of the reasons why I swear by a glass screen protector always, pretty much on all my phones. Most people know I use Whitestone dome glass for mine. I'll be getting another one for the iPhone and showing that one. But yeah, it's really something that I just, like, a guy saw my phone today when I was doing a return at Kohl's, and he was like, man, I'd be so afraid of breaking that phone and everything like that. I'm like, honestly, I have this really awesome Kevlar case in the back that will easily protect the back of the phone. And on the front, I got a front glass screen protector that really does a great job of protecting the screen. So unless like I drop it specifically on a corner, I would be fine. So yeah, I babied it a lot in the beginning. I think all of you know that, but I pretty much treat it like a normal phone more so now, except around water. That's the thing I'm very cautious of. Whoa, a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Everybody drink. All right. You still over there burning, bro? No, it's not as hot. It's started to cool down, and I do live in the Long Beach area, so I feel like when it's cool, it's cool. The biggest thing right now is our roof is getting completely redone. So I'm gonna have a brand new roof at the end of this week. So that's really cool. So yeah, that's one less thing to worry about. And yes, one step. Again, all I see is like that will be so great in terms of having a better roof for when we sell the place or when we rent it. Like I'm gonna have a new AC, new roof, new flooring, new ceiling in terms of getting all the popcorn ceiling off. So it's like again, you just think of like all these little things, new plumbing, all these little things are helping out. That's the way I think of it. Um, I'm looking to buy a gaming PC for around 1,000. Should I buy Alienware or build a PC? Um, I would look at all of them, not just Alienware, and there's going to be some really good sales for Best Buy. I know like they had some going on right now that you can get, but I will be doing a video on that probably before the end of this week. I was trying to, just to be transparent with you guys, I was trying to get to be a part of Best Buy's like affiliate program, right? So that if you guys were to happen to buy something from any of the links that I send, yeah, I would get some revenue from it. But Best Buy, Best Buy and Samsung are probably the two hardest affiliate programs to get in. And I know others that have been in it, they just said like, yeah, we got in it, and then it was super hard after. But yeah, I'll do some on those. In terms of, is building a PC cheaper? Almost always. Is it that much cheaper? Depends on how elaborate you get. I mean, are you getting compact size? Are you getting full? I used to get full ATX, so it depends on what size you're getting. I, as some of you know, I went completely the other route now. I built computers for about probably 6 to 8 years. I think I was building my computers, and then from there I have bought my last three. So, and I think that's just don't have time to build anymore. Don't have time to get the right deal, find the right price, all that kind of stuff. It's a lot to keep up with. But also you have to be cautious right now because what are you gonna get? What are you gonna buy? Right now all the new graphics cards coming out, whether it be the Nvidias that are really amazing looking, or those Radeons, which we'll see the reviews, but look like they're beating it now. So it's a lot. We'll see how it goes, but I would especially wait on the graphics. You're talking to a person, by the way, that didn't wait. I got my laptop and I got a 2070 Super graphics card in there, which is fine for what I need. So yeah, that's what I had before. I had an external GPU, and that is now going to help my wife for her future endeavors. So that's really cool. So basically, it's just there's lots of ways to get around it. It just depends on what you want, what you need. Um, Pixel 5. So a lot of people are commenting on there's going to be an upcoming tech rant for sure. And yeah, so most people don't know, and I'm going to say this in the video, but the reason why I started this channel was because I remember seeing a review, and I don't remember if it was, I think it was either The Verge or Engadget. It could have been both of them at different times. But I remember seeing this review, and they said, this was in the early days, like Gen 1 or 2 iPad and a Gen 1 Android tablets. And I remember the reviewer did not know what he was talking about. And he was reviewing an Android tablet, but he clearly knew nothing about it. He clearly was an iPhone and iPad user, and this was like his first time into Android. And he said that the Android tablet couldn't do this like his iPad could. And I literally was screaming at the, I think computer monitor, you're an idiot. It completely can do that. You literally haven't looked into the settings or the device itself because it's built in. It wasn't even that it was a separate download that you had to do. It was something that was built in, and he was saying that it didn't have it. It didn't have the capability of doing it. I forgot what it was, but I remember that so vividly, and it was just like, really? And that's what got me into it. I was like, okay, and if you look at my first videos, they're on Android tablets. It was on the Galaxy Tab, on an Acer tablet, on an Asus tablet. Those were the first videos I did. And it was because it was a tech that I had. And it was what I knew. So yeah, it all, the tablets specifically, was one of the reasons that I feel that tech reviewers have always gotten wrong. And still do. Pixel 5 plus Tab S7 versus Fold 2. What would be your choice? My choice would easily be Pixel 5 and a Tab S7 over the Fold 2. That's what I would recommend. That's me, but camera quality is very important to me, and then your tablet gives you all your media consumption needs, so there you go. I'm on the fence, but not sure what to choose. Again, that would be my choice. Although, personally, I would choose the Tab S7 Plus, or I would choose the Tab S6. I do not like that the Tab S7 is LCD. It really actually upsets me that Samsung did that. They had, in my opinion, no right to do that. So I would not get the Tab S7. I wouldn't recommend it. I would either get the Tab S7 Plus or the Tab S6. Tab S6 is going to have some really good deals on it probably too. So yeah. I'm snacking on birthday cake from yesterday, lol. Oh, was it your birthday yesterday, Quiet Storm? If it was, happy birthday, sir. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, and my daughter's birthday is coming up too. So yeah, all birthdays all around this time. I have the Fold 2 with the case, but are there any cases you've seen so far that you would fully cover the phone? The UAG case is the only one I think I can recommend now. So we have a full video on it. If you haven't checked out our video, we have a full video on the best cases for the Fold 2. But in that video, I saw a kickstand case that looked really good. It was, I think, from VRS Design. But so many people, and again, I said in that video, this is a brand new company that I do not know. So I do not know the quality, but it looks like really good. It's the only one with a kickstand that covers the front and the back. But a lot of people said it was very plasticky feeling. So that being said, you have to be cautious of that. In terms of it, I would say the UAG case is probably the best one I would recommend for front and back protection. If you can get it, because I think it was still sold out last I saw. How's the new PC, Ricky? Intel or AMD for gaming? The new PC is great. I do love the one I have. I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. Have really loved it. Intel or AMD for gaming is very, very tricky right now. Just because of the fact that it really is. We have brand new graphics cards, brand new processors that are not out yet that are still being tested. AMD did something very interesting where their processor and their graphics card are working seamlessly together to get a performance boost that Intel and NVIDIA can't do. So that is very unique. The biggest thing I would have to say, though, is that you have to consider one thing specifically, and that is that with AMD, you want USB 4.0 on whatever new product you're buying. Because I think one of the biggest things that Intel still has going for it is Thunderbolt 3. That is something very important if you have a laptop, and even in some cases a desktop. It's a really great feature to have. But it's definitely, if you have a laptop, I feel like you have to have I don't have it on mine, and it's a lot better. But I had to get a proprietary plug because I'm now using this as my work PC and as my at-home PC and editing PC. So because of that, I ended up buying their proprietary plug for home, and I bought another one for work, just so I wouldn't have to keep taking the plug around. Would that have been great if I could just get a 100-watt USB cable and charge it that way? Yes, but didn't work that way. So yeah, so overall, I will say if you're getting a gaming desktop, I don't think I think AMD is really being impressive right now. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes out. How do you spell his name? Oh, I showed it on the screen, but you make sure to tell him Ricky sent you. I mean, look at me plugging him all this time. So, Josh, I'll just turn it down on the screen so you guys can read it more easily. There you go. You should be able to read that. JoshQuinonez. Go ahead and check him out. He's a really cool guy. Honestly, just so chill, so chill. What is a good 2-in-1 laptop with LTE that has an iCore 5 and none of them? None of them. So here's the problem, right? Here's the problem. Most of them are ARM based. So they're Qualcomm processor. The ones that do have Intel aren't always the best, and you can't really find that many of them. I mean, Surfaces sometimes had it, and that would probably be if you can get a current Surface Pro 4 or Pro 5 with LTE might be good. Pro LTE. So let me see. Surface Pro with LTE. Let's see if we can find a good one for you right now. So see, like the Surface Pro X might be one, but okay, so let's see. Yeah, Surface Pro X is garbage, so you wouldn't want to get that. Surface Go's are garbage, so you don't want to get those. So yeah, that takes out Best Buy. God, that's overpriced. So they do have one on Amazon, which I'll send you the link to. This has an i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, so good on that. But 1,249 just seems way overpriced, so not sure. But that's that one from the Amazon link. And yeah, that might be the last one they made. The 5th generation Surface Pro with LTE starts at 1,149. So yeah, I'm not a fan of them. I'm not. Unfortunately, it's just better to get a hotspot. So yeah, that's what. Like, cause Samsung had one, but again, it was like Intel's attempt at being, ARM based. So yeah. Let's see. I've been trying to use YouTube Music in the car, both my wife's Durango and my Camaro, and the connection stops a lot. Note 10 Ultra. Anyone else having the problem? I haven't had any problem with it, but I watch YouTube, and that disconnected at times Android Auto. So that was something that I was dealing with my new car, my new Honda Ioniq. But that was specifically with that. It was with YouTube playing, not YouTube Music, through Android Auto. It kept like it would disconnect after like 10 minutes or so. So then I just did Bluetooth and it worked perfectly. But that was just one thing I noticed. I was like, really weird. My wife doesn't have the problem though, and she has the Note 20 in her Hyundai Tucson, and so I don't know. I don't know what it is with it. But yeah. Is the S10 series getting Android 11? Yes, it will eventually. Dark mode for Facebook coming soon. Yes, I don't know why it's taking so long. We've had dark mode on desktop for a while now with Facebook, but for some reason they're taking longer. I stopped buying those glass protectors. The damn screen broke and not the glass protector. That's impressive? I don't know how you do that. I, you hit the back of the phone maybe so hard that it damaged. I don't get how that happened. I've never had that happen. That is impressive. I don't know how that happened. Yes, you might want to get a case that wraps around then. I install a mod for a game for my S10 now. The screen's black and you can only touch a little bit at the top. Tried pressing the volume button to shut it off and it won't work. Tried pressing the volume button and the shut off button and it won't work. Try holding it for like 20 seconds. I think it should work with that. But if not, I mean, yeah, you might need to take it into a Best Buy or a Samsung store if you don't if you lucky enough to have one around here. In LA, we have one, but that will actually reset the device. But that's what it might need to take, unfortunately. Or they can boot into safe mode, and hopefully that will allow you to get rid of it. But yeah, don't mod a game. Be careful with those, at least. So Google Play Music is finally gone, sigh. Yeah, it is. And by the way, that case on your Fold is amazing. Which one is it? Oh, the one on my Fold is the Kevlar case from Samsung. But I will let you know, because a lot of people complained about it. It does only protect the back. It has no protection on the front. So this only goes in the back, and it's like 60 or 70 bucks. So it's expensive. I get it. But for the grip it gives me, and for the kickstand it gives me, I haven't had an issue with it. I am so happy with it. With that and the glass screen protector I have, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah. Yep, it was my birthday yesterday. Again, happy birthday for you, sir. Yes, I actually was born on the 31st, lol. Funny enough, I know a lot of people born on the 31st, actually. I had, I think, my best friend's wife, mother-in-law, I know it was like 2 other people. I was like, oh, they were born on the 31st too. So you're like the 5th person I know that was born on the 31st. It was just, yeah. Has everyone checked out 51st Day questions for a belated birthday? Shameless plug. Thank you. Yes, if you don't know, we did create a game called 51st Date Questions. It's a great game to play with the significant other or just the person you're going on a first date with. If it's a blind date, if you're meeting for the first time, or if you just want a really good icebreaker after a first few dates, it's a great one to go with. Definitely one I recommend just playing and seeing what turns out of it. I promise you, you will figure out if you two are compatible by the end of this game, but don't blame me if anything goes wrong. 51st Date Questions, download it on the Android Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, in the links in the description. All right, guys, any other questions before we get going? Dark mode for Google Drive, yeah. I was pissed when the phone fell out of my lap to the ground. I thought the glass protector was cracked, but it was actually the screen that was cracked up. Man, ouch, was right. I only had the phone a few months. Oh, it was an iPhone. I mean, they got a new glass on there. That shatter resistant glass now. Crystal technology. I forget what they called it this time that Corning made and that they're taking credit for. But yes, it's something that they have now on their new one. It actually has proven to be better protection for the dropping. It's scratching more easily, which is always, if you're more scratch resistant, then you're going to be less drop resistant. If you're more drop resistant, you're going to be less scratch resistant. That's why Sapphire Glass never took off, even though Apple wanted to claim it was the greatest thing ever, because it scratched very rarely, but it broke more easily. KeenMaster is not supported by YouTube. I am doing something wrong. KeenMaster doesn't need to be supported by YouTube. It's just you export it and then you upload it to YouTube. So just make sure whatever you're exporting it is supported by YouTube. The easiest way to export video always for YouTube is either MOV or the preference is MP4. So those are the two you should export your format as. Have you noticed that the new YouTube mobile UI has broadcast button where the subs button is now? So it depends, actually. So here's the thing. I noticed a few people commenting on it, and maybe I should comment on it because no one's commented this much. If I go to the YouTube app, right? And this will be a very different look because, of course, I have... So if I go to the YouTube app, I have a big plus symbol right here for my personal account. It's Inception right here. So I have that for my personal account. However, if I switch over to my YouTube Tech Guy account, I now have a subscription button back there. Magic. It depends on the type of user for YouTube you are, actually. So that's what's pretty interesting, is that it depends on which version of YouTube you're using. And now it's Inception to the degree. That is actually hilarious. We're just gonna keep this going, because why not? It's just you keep it going because it's the way it is. But that is something that's unique now to YouTube, is that it depends on the way you have it. Who wants more Rickies? Just keep it going. All right. But yeah, so that's actually something that I found that was interesting. It actually depends on which version of YouTube you are, if you're on a personal account or if you're on an account that does that. So yeah. Let's see. Rigsby Inception. There you go. Also, how is daylight savings time treating you? Fine. I think the biggest thing was getting our son prepared for it. Babies. It's like, oh my God, now the sleeping pattern is going to be different, and it's just something my wife is absolutely amazing with. So yeah. Whoa, hey Rudy, thanks for joining us, and Biggs, man, thank you so much again for that just amazing super chat donation. I'm always just so thankful for it. Again, if you ever have any questions, please leave them in the comments, man. Thank you so much. I can't always say just how thankful I am that just the support Luca just did too is just awesome. Your views on the Pixel 5 versus Pixel 4 XL. Well, that's very interesting, right? Because I have both of them. I still have my 4 XL. I'm probably going to trade my 4X. My 4 XL is probably going to be the new trade-in for when like the S21 comes out. So yeah, I have both of them. I thought like, man, like these cameras are so close together, and this has a bigger screen. Would it really just make more sense to keep this one and sell this one? But can't deny the wide angle camera. Like I can't. The wide angle camera is the reason why the Pixel 5 wins. I used that wide angle camera so many times already, and it's only been what, a month I've had this, maybe less. But that wide angle camera, so many times I've already used it. It trumps it. It's the reason why I would definitely go for this over it for sure. Um, on IG, can you fix ban TikTok accounts, disable IG? I have no idea what you're talking about on IG. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, Mason. All right, guys. Any other questions before we start wrapping up? This light is always pretty hot. Getting a Pixel 5 with a Tab S6 combo. That's a great combo, man. Honestly, great combo. I know IG is Instagram. I more meant on IG can fix ban TikTok accounts, disable. I don't know what you mean by that, basically. Are you saying? Oh, Zach. Sorry. Okay, so Mason was saying Zach Daniels on IG can fix ban TikTok accounts, disable. So this person is a hacker, apparently, is what you're saying. Okay. Have you heard about the screen adhesive loosening on the Pixel 5 due to heat from its 700 chipset? I have heard of that. I have checked, I will say, and I have no issue with it. I also will say that overall, for mine, because of my Fold is not waterproof, this is usually the one that I play through a Bluetooth speaker when I shower or anything like that, or I'm near water from shaving. I play it through here, and so trust me, I would not only notice if it was peeling off, it would be damaged if it was for me. So I will definitely report if anything happens. But nothing's happened so far. But yeah, I usually use this in shower and shaving. So trust me, if it messes up, I will let you guys know. S10 Plus still a beast in terms of camera. I think it's pretty good when it comes to terms of camera. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a beast, but I would say it's pretty good. Hey, Rudy Can't Game, thank you for the super chat donation, sir. I do appreciate it. Hope you are loving gaming and PS5 controller, man. I'm just saying, need to get on it. Need to get on it. Oh, I don't know if you can fix ban on TikTok. I never heard of him. Hey, another super chat donation from Michael T. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate it. And your question is, have you made a video on gaming controllers for the Fold 2? Or do you have any suggestions for it? Yes. And yes, I do. And there will be one. But no, none's been made so far. It's on my list. Are you planning on taking off the factory screen protector off your Z Fold? So here's the thing. I was all scheduled to go to the Samsung store in Los Angeles and remove that screen protector. And then you know what happened? The screen protector was bubbling. It was bubbling off, so I took it off. I have not had it actually for the past, I want to say, week or so, week and a half. So yeah, that those are the ones that yeah, I will say that feels so much better. I'm so much more happier without that screen protector. I think everyone should take it off. I do recommend taking it off through Samsung, but that mine again was already coming off. So yeah. You got the PS5 Plus and what? No, no, I got the controller. The controller came early. So you can get the controller already, but the PlayStation 5 still coming out at regular time. Although I do have scheduled to pick it up on November 10th, I think, at my local Best Buy at 6 a.m. So I did get first in line for that day. How Best Buy is doing it is that basically you get half an hour time slots where you can show up and you pick it up during that time if you did pre-order it, which I'm very happy with because I have to wake up early so that I can go to work. So I'm literally getting the PS5, bringing it back, maybe doing a quick unboxing with it, and then going to work. So should be fun. But yeah. Good night, all. Good night, Paul. Good night, Luca. Thank you guys for coming by. Send me your dealer. No, I didn't get it that early. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just you can get the controllers right now. The controllers came in early. Hey, I'm stuck with the guided access mode. Can you help me, please? Guided access mode. What are you talking about, guided access mode? Are you talking about the baby-proof mode, where if you hold down volume up and the power button? Is that called guided access? Oh, I don't think I set it up on my Fold. But that might be what you're talking about. Yeah, I did not set it up on my Fold. Let me see if that's what you're talking about. Accessibility, interaction. No, that's interaction and control. That is something different. Never mind, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't know what I did. I'm just stuck on YouTube. I'm not sure what you mean. Hey, what is the stream about? I'm sorry. Oh, well, should have came earlier. It's just about tech news and talking about everything. We did the news in the beginning, so if you want to go ahead and check that out, go for it. Not sure what you mean by that person. I think that's a YouTuber. I'm not him. That's what you mean. So yeah, I'm not Indian. All right, I think we will call that a show, guys. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. But yeah, I think we're just getting spammers at this point. So yeah, should be fun. But this week, gonna be checking out some stuff. I will finally have my laptop review when it comes to that. And then also, again, the PS5 unboxing, comparing it to the PS4 controller, as well as a custom PS4 controller. And then also, yeah, a couple of other things we have coming out. The laptop I should finally do this week. And I will figure out what other things we'll be doing. I should be able to do the full review for the Tab S7 Plus by the end of the week as well. So yeah, should be a lot of fun, guys. Thank you guys always so much for tuning in and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you can, please make sure to give a like, thumbs up before you head out. Thank you as always again for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.